She was always quiet. Never asked for much. But every day, she would walk into the staff cafeteria and ask, with her head down, "Can I have what's left?" The other workers laughed at her. Some even whispered that she was homeless. But her boss, who never paid much attention before, suddenly noticed something different. One day, he followed her home. And what he discovered changed everything he believed about people, wealth, and the quiet power of compassion. Elena was one of the janitorial staff in a tall glass building owned by one of the biggest fashion companies in New York. Every day, she wore the same faded blue uniform, with her ID tag tucked neatly to the side. She was polite, always on time, and never spoke unless spoken to. Most people ignored her. She didn't mind. Or at least, she acted like she didn't. Because Elena had one mission: get through each day, and return to what mattered most. Every day during lunch hour, while others laughed over fancy meals, Elena would slip into the staff kitchen and ask the cooks one question. "Do you have any leftovers?" Not demanding. Not expecting. Just hoping. Sometimes it was a half sandwich. Sometimes rice and vegetables. She always took it with two hands, bowed her head slightly, and thanked them as though they were saving her life. Most workers thought she was just poor. Maybe even homeless. No one ever asked. Except one person, Mr. Donovan Langston, the CEO. He was known as a shark in the business world. Built his empire from the ground up. Everyone feared him. And no one expected him to even notice someone like Elena. But one day, he did. He walked into the kitchen for his usual black coffee, and he saw Elena receiving a paper bag from the staff. Again, he thought. Does she eat leftovers every day? Curiosity got the better of him. He waited by the elevator and watched her walk out of the building, holding the food close to her chest. For the first time in years, he cancelled his 1 p.m. meeting. He got into his car, told his driver to follow Elena, but not too close. She walked 6 blocks. Then turned into a rundown part of the city. Finally, she stopped in front of a crumbling apartment building. She climbed the stairs and knocked on a door. What happened next broke something open in Donovan's chest. A small boy opened the door. His eyes lit up. Mama's home. Inside the tiny apartment, sitting on a worn couch, were 2 more children, one in a wheelchair, the other sleeping. A frail elderly woman sat near the window with an oxygen mask. Elena handed the food to the kids like it was treasure. She kissed each of them, whispered something into their ears, then sat beside the old woman and held her hand. Donovan couldn't move. He watched for 10 minutes through the slightly open window. He saw no sadness in that room, only love. Deep, genuine, selfless love. The woman he had seen as just a janitor was a full-time caregiver, mother, daughter, and warrior. The next day, Donovan called in his team. "Get me everything we know about Elena Morales," he said. They looked confused, but no one questioned him. By evening, he had read her file. Abandoned by her husband after her 3rd child was born. Her youngest son had muscular dystrophy. Her mother, a stroke survivor, needed round-the-clock care. And yet, Elena never complained. Never asked for a raise. Never missed a shift. She had worked for the company for 8 years. That night, Donovan didn't sleep. The next morning, Elena arrived as usual, early, unnoticed. But this time, something was different. She was called to the 18th floor, the executive suite. Trembling, she entered the room. "Ms. Morales," Donovan said, "do you know why you're here?" She shook her head. "Did I do something wrong, sir?" He handed her a file. "You're no longer a janitor. Effective immediately, you're head of our internal wellness program. Your new salary is 6 figures. You'll have full health coverage for your entire family. We're also relocating you to a fully furnished apartment, closer to the office." Elena dropped the file. Her lips trembled. I don't understand." Donovan looked her in the eyes. You reminded me what real strength looks like. And I realized I've been rewarding the wrong kind of people for too long. Tears streamed down her face. She tried to speak, but words failed. And then Donovan added, there's one more thing. I'd like to visit your family. If they'll have me. That evening, Donovan sat on the same worn couch, eating rice and vegetables with Elena's family. The children laughed. The old woman smiled. He hadn't felt peace like that in decades. Later, he would tell reporters. That woman reminded me of the power of quiet kindness. She gave with nothing and expected nothing. And in doing so, she gave me back my humanity. They say true character is who you are when no one is watching. Elena never knew anyone was watching. But now, all the world does. Share, like, follow and subscribe if you believe the quiet ones often carry the greatest strength.